What's good, y'all? It's your boy Reek got options, and like I always say, whether the market's up or down, we see green. And yes, you've seen a lot of green on certain names because when they went green, they really went green today. But overall, we were in a bit of a mixed bag. We had a lot of red, and then just some stocks that didn't really move that much. And it's a very, very volatile week coming up because first of all, Wednesday we have the FOMC meeting, and then we have earnings after hours. So with the MAG7 earnings after hours, we have Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Google Class A, Google Class C, and then we also have QCOM today, which did a great number on the charts because it ran all the way up after partnering with AI to start a new phone. That caused some issues with Apple because they have no innovation and they were dropping today. Checking out the charts. SPY finally broke out of this range. We did get the breakout on Friday, but we started to get some continuation really when you look at it. And a false breakout would be us retracing and coming back down here. I don't really see that. If we keep going the way we did today, then SPY's going to run up to 720 and then 730 before we start seeing some downsides. You need to get under the 9 EMA and really under this structure right here at 703 to start seeing some selling pressure to where the previous highs were, where we consolidated around this area at 698 and then come to 690, which is the 21 EMA. Under there, you could just start making your way down here to support at 675 and then fill this gap up around 660 before you make any moves. Nvidia is on an absolute tear. It's going parabolic, similar to SPY, how it had this structure right here. We were consolidating. We had a bull pennant. We had the flag right here, well, flag pole, and not making a flag but a pennant. So we just consolidated in this area and then boom with the breakout. So we get above the 50% retracement level up here around 217. 220 is definitely on the table after that. 230 and pack it up because you have earnings on May 20th, so you can get the pre-earnings run up all the way until then. Nvidia is not stopping at all. Google, same situation. We got a breakout, nice consolidation here at resistance, and then we finally broke out. Last time we were at this level, last time we were at the 342 level, we started to break all the way down. We found support right here, which is a strong buy area, 296. We broke down from here, boom, came to 200 EMA, and ever since March 30th, the whole market has just been running up. It's been a very, very wild ride. Looking at Tesla, Tesla is still holding support right here at 372. Okay, this 372, 375 area is holding support. We definitely dropped down today, but then retraced. But I want you guys to see something. If you put a horizontal line right here where we bottomed out at, right? Boom, you can see that it was some resistance here before, but this is support. We talked about this inverted head and shoulder. So we got the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. All right, that is going to cause us to run all the way up. Okay, so if this area holds, which it did, and now we recaptured this area right here, the 372, 375 area, and we closed today at 378, bet your bottom dollar that we're going up to the 200 EMA before we get some more downside. We break out of 200 EMA, 400 is going to be on the table soon. We definitely made money back and forth on Tesla today in the Discord. One of the subscribers made $589 today. They had puts, they had calls. Definitely had some puts though, started out, and then had calls. Look at this, all day trades. It was today's date that they made this much money, and it's just getting in and out, sniping trades. And they also cooked on Microsoft a little bit. All right, you don't need to hit home runs. We're all about base hits. And as you can see in the Discord, we play no games when it comes to getting in and out of our trades. We're not just holding for the long term. All right, $114, $70, $300. This is how you play it. Wednesday, Central Time, but Eastern Time, 2 p.m., we have the FOMC minutes come out. That's the FOMC statement. And then we have the FOMC press conference. That's when Powell's going to be speaking about rate hikes in the economy and how things are looking right now because we have a lot of volatility, especially because of geopolitics. All right. When we're going back to the charts, looking at Meta is trying to break out. If Meta can get back up above 680, then yeah, it's going to run something vicious. It has earnings coming up. Again, playing earnings is a vicious type of gamble. But if they do have a double beat and they don't get an IV crush, it's a lot of ifs. It is going to run all the way back up to the 700 range. All right, don't count Meta out on earnings, but what I would do is I would just wait for the earnings report, then I just play the continuation afterwards. Simple as that, because they had a good earnings last time. They had a double beat, and look what happened. They gapped all the way up, and then they just sold all the way off. All right, so you don't want to just play earnings. That's a gamble. You want to chart everything up, and if you didn't get the pre-earnings run up, because again, we said about 4 weeks out, you'd have been good money. Looking at Amazon, It's in a tough spot right now. It broke down a little bit, but looking at my Fibonacci retracements, it held the 78% retracement level. So if it does hold and it doesn't break down to where this was a buy area for me, now we broke out and it was a lot of chopping here. So this can turn to a sell area now since we're above it. We get under 258, we can start selling and retracing back down here to the 50% retracement level, so on and so forth. But if we hold the 260 area, right, we can get back up to 264, and then once we break out the 265 range, then it's just bullish all the way up. QCOM, amazing move today, but it retracing came all the way back down to damn near open. It got below Friday's high. Now looking at QCOM, we're at the 38% retracement level on my multi-year. We need to get above the 50% retracement level to really start getting bullish. Now, since we got that news today that they're partnering with AI for some to make some new phones, you can play the 165 calls as leaps. All right, get the long term because they're going to start growing. They're all about growth, innovation, and things of that nature. As of right now, short term, we could come back down to fill this gap up because this was all euphoria this morning. And then it's the 400 EMA, 200. We rejected both of them. We got out of here and then boom, we just started breaking down. So this is a false breakout. And if we get below Friday's low, set your alert right there at 143, then it's going to fill this gap up. All right. When we get back above 150, then you're good. You see after hours is back above 150s at 151. So we need to get out of this 150, 155 area in order to run all the way up. Back at SPY. SPY is going to keep going. It's going to keep trekking up until we come down. What I see right here is an ascending wedge. All right. So what that means is that we're going to just come up and just keep going, and then drop. Let me paint the picture for you guys. Boom. And then boom. That's an ascending wedge. When you just make it a wedge, you keep going up, keep stepping up, and then you just drop off the face of the earth. That's how I see it. That's what's going on in the market. Please protect profit. Don't sit there and try to get home runs. It's all about the base hits, okay? Wait for your setups, all right? Surfers do not just go out in the ocean and just create their own waves. No, they wait for the perfect setup, and then they attack. That's how you got to be, baby. So, like I always said, whether the market's up or down, we see green. Peace.